That's enough of this. All right. Hi, my name is Zachary. Very sweaty and hot Zachary, and kind of lost actually. You've joined me in my 2017 Shelby GT350. I have decided within the last week actually to take all my things, pack them up, stuff them in this car, and basically hit the road. So after I finish my time here in Wisconsin with my family, I'm gonna basically shoot straight from here and go towards Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area to be more exact. So why would I do this? I've heard this question a million times within the last week. I've confused so many people, I don't even know how many I can count anymore. But to be honest with you, I don't really have all the answers myself, and I hate to say that because then people jump to the conclusion that I'm just, doing this, shooting from the hip, or making this kind of a fly by the seat of my pants decision. But to be honest with you, it's been a long time coming. I've been, I'm very thankful for my upbringing. I have a great family. I have 4 sisters. I was homeschooled when I was younger. I went to private school, and then I went to public school. So I've been through all the different schooling environments. But over the last year or so, I've just become very complacent. I've become very kind of, I've kind of plateaued, I feel like, in my aspirations and in my just purpose in life. And I just can't do that anymore. Something inside me won't let me just sit and stay, and maybe that's a little bit of ADHD, I don't know. But I'm going to try not to ramble too much. I want to kind of explain this because this is hopefully a start to a bigger picture. I want to basically use this as kind of a launch pad and a commitment to myself to start fresh and to be able to start making videos again, because I am truly passionate and happy about creating content and the editing side of it and getting the great shots. And I went out and bought a Lumex GH5, which is what you're looking at from there, and that one down there is just a Hero 7 I just bought the other day. Hello. I was too scared to leave everything that I knew. I mean, I always have lived with my parents. I've always, had a safe, warm place to go back to. I have a pretty small but solid group of friends. And so everything about my life was just kind of comfortable. It was kind of expected. It was, you know, predictable. There was nothing that kind of caught me off guard or made me, you know, I don't know, change my perspective. But I couldn't continue that. You know, I couldn't keep staying in that life, because I knew at some point it had to change. And if I didn't make a change in myself or in my surroundings, then I'm just going to keep prolonging the inevitable. So basically, I had thought of multiple different places: Colorado, California, Detroit was another one of moving to, and kind of trying to pursue, you know, videography or you know, social media things, and anything car related, basically. But none of those places felt right, and I just couldn't bring myself to doing it. I would mention it to friends, but they were really just kind of like brief, like, sorry, I'm just making sure. Okay, we're good. Brief, you know, like, oh, hey, this would be a cool idea, right? They were never actually actions. They were never actually plans that I put into place. And then for whatever reason, Thursday of last week, I laid in bed and I could not sleep. I could not sleep. I could not sleep. I was so uneasy, and I don't know why. So I got up and I pulled out a notebook and I started writing down a bunch of stuff. And I know no one cares about any of this, but it's more of a, I'm saying this for myself, not necessarily for whoever's watching. But if you are watching, I hope you're somewhat enjoying it. So anyway, so I basically wrote this stuff down, and Pennsylvania came to mind, Pittsburgh in particular. And it just felt right. It felt like the place to be. It felt like the place to go. And I had a peace about it. And so basically, at that moment, less than a week ago, I immediately started putting things together. And I knew I couldn't hesitate this time, because I am a procrastinator. And if I don't do something right off the bat, I will prolong it till no end. Start telling friends and family, and it really started becoming real. I mean, it wasn't just something in my head. It was something that I was actually putting into action. And I'm sorry about the helmet here, by the way. It's pretty atrocious. So yeah, and I started packing my stuff. I started, you know, putting things together and selling things. I actually had a 2006 Nissan 350Z, which I'll insert clips of here. I love that car. I had that car for probably a year and a half. Put about 20,000 miles on it, had 122, and I got rid of it. But I love that car. That car was so fun. And the one thing I'm gonna miss is drifting in that car, because it was so well balanced. And before that, the only other rear-wheel drive car I'd ever owned, I'm sorry, it's kind of loud. The only other rear-wheel drive car I had owned was a Mazda Miata, and that thing, you know, made like 90 horsepower to the rear wheels. So to get it to drift, it had to be, you know, like on a sheet of ice in first gear with a red line, you know, clutch down. So I sold that just before I left. I actually sold it to CarMax. I know, as stupid as that is, I probably could have gotten, you know, $2,000 or $3,000 more out of it. But it actually had a bit of a mishap right before I took it to CarMax, and I already had my offer. So I'm kind of glad in the same light that it turned out that way. Then my other one was a Yamaha FZ1. It's a 2007. That bike was an amazing motorcycle. It was my first and only motorcycle. So, but I ended up basically not having insurance on it for the past like 6 or 8 months, and it just sat at my grandma's. So it was kind of useless at that point, but I still really had a lot of attachment to it. I ended up selling it though to my friend, so luckily it's still going to be around. I'm just getting video evidence. Okay, so you are buying?
Am I?
I don't know. Can we do like a POV handshake?
Actually gotta call my mom first.
What a wuss.
She didn't word this to make it sound like
Say, Mom, I'm
most understandable.
I'm finally making a practical decision for the first time in my life. I bought a moped. Can we just get the handshake on camera, please? Come on here. All right. Oh, yes. Okay. So it's all yours now. So I basically sold both of those, and now I ended up with this. So I had all three, and I decided to basically keep the most financially irresponsible one, if you will, because this I still am paying on it. I've paid a reasonable amount off of it, but it's by no means paid off, and it is a very large purchase and a very large risk financially as well. But I figured if I'm going to do this, why not do it in my dream car? There's a whole story behind this car, which I won't get into at the moment. Anyways, I basically sold all that stuff, said goodbye to it, and I came out here to visit my family for my quite scary, to be honest with you. My mind has just gone a million miles an hour for the past week. But like I said, it's obviously it's not going to be easy. I knew that. Obviously, it's also harder than I expected at the same time. But I can't give up. I can't let myself, you know, get to me because my mind is my own worst enemy, and I'm an overthinker about everything. And if I'm not going to do it now, it's like, when am I going to do it, right? Like I said, I don't really have a good explanation myself. It just felt right. I knew I needed a change. I'm at the age where I can take the risk, and I feel like be all right if it doesn't work to plan. I don't plan on that happening, but you know, you never know. So I've saved up a reasonable amount of money, and I've basically put everything that I need into this car, and I've hit the road. And so essentially, to summarize, I'm 20, I'm leaving home. I quit my job that I did for 2 years that I really loved. I sold everything that I didn't really need, and I decided to take my Shelby GT350 as my vehicle of transportation on this trip. And honestly, it is a big motivator at the same time, because getting in this car every day, it is a dream car of mine, and to be able to afford it at the moment at least is really just, I don't know, it's something that's a confidence booster and a motivation. So thank you, thank you very much for watching. Once again, my personality seems very dry and unenthusiastic, but I do have a personality, I promise. Like I said, there's just a lot on my mind right now, and a lot to think through and you know, just figure out. So I'm going to head into the cities, the Twin Cities that is, and find a car wash to kind of clean out this thing. And I guess I will see you there. So anyways, I'll leave you guys with a little ripperoni on this very bumpy back road in Wisconsin. So here we go. Okay, battery's literally dying as I speak, so I really don't have much time, but yeah, that's about the extent of that car wash. Probably the worst car wash of all time. So anyways, I'm gonna try to knock this out, do the inside, and then hopefully I'll see you at the airport if this isn't dead. Well, that sucks. Right as I pulled it out for his first shot, the battery died, so just my luck, right? So I'm going to be that sketch ball and just wear a helmet while I drive, because you know it's normal. Loud. Forwards, backwards, forwards. If you guys have never been to the Twin City area, it's obviously just like any city, it's got its good spots and its bad spots, but the airport and Mall of America and just, you know, the scenery that surrounds it, it's really cool. It's a really cool place. I want to make a separate video like solely on the exhaust of this car. I know that other people out there, oh my gosh, it's just going to limb here and all that stuff. thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said, this is a very, very big step in my life, and it's not easy and it's scary, but at the same time it's exciting, and I can't wait to see what's in store. And I hope that I can, you know, discipline myself enough to, you know, continue to film and kind of document it and make it an exciting thing. I need to get better at talking in front of the camera and just getting to the point. I tend to ramble, which is very apparent. But yeah, I really love doing this, and for the 3 people once again that watch this, thank you, mom, dad, and probably one of my sisters. But yeah, so if you've watched it all the way to this part of the video, I plan on actually getting out of town from here tomorrow and heading towards Pennsylvania. So I will try to pick the camera back up then and document that whole road trip. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.